guys, thanks for checking back with that guy again. Today I'm going to go over a Nitecore P16 flashlight. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go over all the specs, all the ratings, all the functions. I'm not going to do any of that. I want to give you user experience. If you want the latter, you want to go find all the specs, you can go on the website. There's a dozen other reviews at least on YouTube alone for this flashlight. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you user experience. And so, I've had this flashlight for about 2 weeks. And one thing I'm going to say right off the bat about this is there have been other websites and other people talking that Nitecore overrates their lumen output. Now, as a flashlight company, if you're going to overrate your lumen output when that's your whole job, that's kind of a crappy thing to do. I don't have any of the technical toys to get an actual lumen rating, so I'm not going to speak to that. But what I will say is I have another flashlight rated at the same lumens, and side by side, I really can't see a difference. So if there is an overrating, it might be just a slight overrating. But like I say, my experience is that side by side next to another flashlight with 960 lumens, it's pretty comparable. It might even be that the other flashlight's off too, but it's a well-known name brand, so... but, like I say, that's, it's, compared next to another flashlight, I didn't notice a difference at all. So, what do I think of this flashlight? One, it's weighty, it feels good. Even, the only thing I don't like when you put this tactical ring on, that can get in the way. But, you can take it off if you don't like it. Other than that, it feels good in the hand. Doesn't get too hot. With this tactical ring, though, my first problem I had, and this was a big one for me, was customer service. When I first bought this flashlight, the tactical ring doesn't come installed on it. So when I put it on, as soon as I put it on, it wouldn't turn on anymore. The tolerance between the cap and the body is very tight. Like if I were to take this, just give it like a little bit of a turn it off, it would shut the flashlight off. It's a very tight tolerance. This D-ring, though it's got a slot machined into the flashlight body for it, when I put it on, it was still just a 2/1000th of an inch too big, so that when I put the cap on, it wouldn't come on. And the first thing I did is I called Nitecore, or sent Nitecore a message saying, explaining my problem, that when I put this ring on, it doesn't work. Do I have a defective flashlight? Is the ring oversized? What do they think? Never heard back. So that's a huge negative for me. But I was able to work them. I just took some sandpaper and I sanded the bottom down. Can't even see it. Like I said, it was just like a thou or two. And I put it back on, and now it works fine. But the customer service issue, when you spend money, any money, on electronics devices, and yes, flashlights nowadays are definitely electronic devices, you want them to work. Now, don't get me wrong, there is no company, I don't care who you are, what you buy, where you buy it from, there is no company that turns out 100% perfect product every single piece. It just doesn't happen. You can buy a brand new car and have it leak oil the next day. You can buy a brand new house and you get cracks in the wall. You can buy a brand new flashlight and the D-ring might be 1/1000th of an inch too big. It sucks when it happens to you, yeah, but if you're living in a world where every manufacturer produces 100% perfect pieces every time, you're in a fantasy land. But, that being said, the D-ring works now. I didn't hear from customer service. I wish I did. So that's a huge negative for me. The D-ring didn't work and the customer service issue. The other thing I didn't like about this light is this crenulated edge. It's or tactical ring or whatever you want to call it. DNA sampler. As a DNA sampler, if that's what you're thinking this is, no. This ring, in my opinion, is just a decoration. It's too blunt to do any damage versus some of the other crenulated edges you'll see on some tactical flashlights. This, like I say, it's in my opinion, it's just decoration. It protects the lens if you were to drop the light, but it's going to hurt more than if I hit you with that. It's going to hurt more than if I hit you with just a round ring, definitely. But it's not as tactical or as sharp even as some of the other known flashlights out there. It does come off. I don't know if Nitecore has different bezels they can put on there or not. But in my opinion, that is not it's just a decoration. So those are the things I didn't like. I didn't like the D-ring. I didn't like the customer service. Don't like the bezel. Everything else about this light, I love. It's a good solid light. It's got some weight. I like things that feel. I want to know they're there, you know. So I like the weight of it. The button on it, the intermittent button, you know, it's as good as anything out there. I think I have some Phoenix flashlights. I have some through night flashlights. It's a little stiffer than some, but it's not. I mean, it's not bad, especially if you're using it with the D-ring, with the tactical ring there. No complaints about it. Stands up on its tailpiece pretty good. The D-ring, the tactical ring, prevents it from rolling around, which is a huge plus. Which is the main reason I keep it on there. I know a lot of guys like to operate the flashlight in this manner, which is fine. Especially if you're trying to sound like a Morse code or something. But other than that, I've had the flashlight on high. It doesn't get too hot. I have some flashlights where it actually gets hot to hold. This ain't that bad. You know, I don't know. That's pretty much it. You know, like I say, I'm not going to go through all the different modes, all the different specs on it. There's a million different websites that go over. I just wanted to go over, you know, my user experience. So that's it. Good overall flashlight. I would definitely buy this flashlight again. Like I say, it's pretty. I dropped it a couple times. It does come right back on. I haven't had any problems with it, function-wise. So I would definitely buy this again. I would recommend this flashlight. Now there are other flashlights out there that look similar, identical to this. Almost, yeah, I mean really close to it. I don't have anything to do with side-by-side comparison. They might be better. They might not be. I don't know. Talking about user experience on this particular flashlight. And yes, I would buy it. I would recommend it to a friend for the function. If you're looking for something you have good customer service on, right now, being that this is my first Nitecore and my first experience, I'm going to say the customer service, I would not recommend this flashlight on. If you want to be able to get warranty updates and stuff, like I said, I had one issue, 0 response. So in that aspect, I would not recommend the flashlight. If you want something that's tactical, maybe. The strobe mode, it's a little fast for me. I'd like to see it a little bit, maybe a little slower. I don't know. And then the crenulated edge, so that's a maybe. But other than that, you know, I have it. I like it. I carry it with me every day. It's on my bag. Any questions? Let me know. Thanks a lot.